back and just as bad as ever. Hi, my beautiful and wonderful, I already said beautiful, I'm so sorry. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you are sticking around, I freaking love you. Today I wanted to go ahead and do my life advice video because like I have it all together. You already know I really don't. But I thought I had a few things that I have tried to like live by already in like the third month of 2018 because I'm thriving, so not. But I'm trying, so I really want to let you guys try or like give you guys tips on how to try. Just like try with me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did a little poll on Instagram and you guys wanted this, so I hope that you're watching it if you need it. And I'm very aware that I'm wearing denim on denim. Don't really know if that's allowed, but we doing it, we here, so what up? Okay, what you're here for. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count. I have 5 tips for you guys, and the first one is probably like the most important one, probably my most like sophisticated advice, and that would be to not or don't waste your time on things going nowhere. And you're like, Brianna, what do you mean? Let me tell you. So basically what that means is if you have a job and you find yourself like it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, however long you've been at your job, even 5 months, and you feel like you are capable of moving up at your job, or you're capable of just, you know, doing more, carrying more responsibility, and you have yet to do so, and you don't care to do so, and you don't want to do so, look for another job. And you're like, but I make good money. Okay, well then elevate yourself, because if you are at a job and you are there that long, there has to be something that you can do to not necessarily raise your status, but just get more skills, you know, because you might not stay at that job forever. And I honestly think that wherever you are, you need to get the most out of it. So if it's a job and you're not liking it and you're literally only there for the money, try to leave. Try to leave and go somewhere where you feel like you're going to be passionate about moving up. Because I honestly think that like you're never meant to stay in one spot forever, which is I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of like nature, like that's kind of biology as it is, because you don't stay a baby. So why would you stay a baby in like mental form? I don't even know where I'm going with this. Basically, just try to move up at your job. If not so, leave. And then this could also apply to like relationships. If you are, and this could be like friendship or dating, whatever. But if you're with a friend and you feel like they're just not, like you're not going anywhere with that friendship, like you don't see it lasting forever, and then you just kind of feel like it's like you're not getting anything out of it. Not necessarily that you have to, but you just feel like you're just kind of with them just to like pass time, and you're not necessarily seeing yourself grow and be a better person with that friendship. Leave. Simple as that, leave. We don't have time to waste time this year. That's the goal. And also, and that's like dating too, and I feel like that's just like even more important is if you're dating someone and you have been dating them for like a while now and you don't see yourself marrying them, you don't see yourself having kids, or I mean that's not everybody's goal and I get that and I respect that, but if you don't see yourself getting anywhere in that relationship, you're wasting your time. Like I promise you, you're wasting your time, because and like again, I know that not everybody's goal is to get married and everything, and like again, I respect that. But if you are like a goal-oriented person, and that's like you have some of those goals that like everybody has, and that is, you know, to get married and all that stuff, go for it, and leave the relationship. And I'm not telling you to break up with your significant other, but I'm just kind of letting you think that, you know, like as in trying to influence you basically, because I just don't understand why you would stay with someone if you want something and they don't. Like, as in, I know that everybody's goals and passions and all that stuff is different, but if you want to get married and you want to have kids and that's never going to be their goal, you are going to be miserable, because you're going to try to make them someone that they're not, and that is also very unhealthy. So yeah, I don't know, just something to think about, just a little advice. There you go, tip number 1. And tip number 2 would be to be alone and enjoy it. I say that because I think I've been that way for about, oh, like 6 months now. I feel like I've spent a lot of time alone, and it partly has to do with just my schedule. It's just like I'm all over the place, and I don't want to commit to hanging out with someone every single day because it's just, honestly, it's not possible. So I feel like I've kind of been forced to be alone, which has actually turned out to be like really healthy for me personally. I know that not everybody is their best alone, which is like totally cool. Again, respect it, but I just feel like I've grown a lot in who I am. Like, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, I know, like, I feel like my goals have been very much more like implemented in myself, because I feel like since I am alone so much, I have to be like my biggest supporter or like my biggest critic. And so I don't know, I just feel like my opinion has started to matter the most to me, and I think that's actually like really healthy, because I was like such a like big person on like needing people's approval and stuff. And if that were the case, I honestly wouldn't even be doing this right now, because I remember I used to live off of like people's approval, and I wanted to do this, you know, channel, even if like I'm not here to get big, I'm just here to like I am big, I'm just kidding, self-love. But I just always want to do this because I talk a lot, and I just always love to like share my thoughts and feelings and ideas and whatever the heck. I just like filming stuff. I've always loved to make like silly videos, and so I don't think I could have started this when I originally wanted to, which is why I didn't, because I cared so much about what people thought. And now that I'm always alone, I'm like only my opinion matters. Okay, no, that's not healthy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, biggest supporter, biggest critic, be alone and enjoy it. Enjoy it, okay? And then my third tip would be to don't focus like on your insecurities, or don't point them out. And what I mean by that is, don't make it like such a common point of focus or focus point, because I just feel like if you, like me, like I've said it before, you know, I'm not necessarily like the biggest fan of like my acne, who would be? But I feel like the more that I talk about it, as in like with people around me, I'm obviously sharing it like on camera, but if I'm like with my group of friends and like all I think about is my acne, they're always like, dude, we didn't even notice. Like, you pointed it out now, and like now we kind of notice it, but we weren't really noticing it before you like started complaining about it. And I'm just like, oh great, just like dug a hole for myself. Don't do that. If you're, you know, having a bad hair day, bad skin day, bad outfit, like you regret your outfit halfway through the day, it's happened to me before, just honestly try your best to keep it to yourself, unless it's like really like troubling you and you feel like you have to tell someone, then do so, if it like that's like your healthy way of coping with it. But try not to point it out, because most of the time people are not noticing what you're noticing, because you're just, like I said, aside from being your biggest supporter, you're also going to be like your biggest critic, and you're going to notice things that nobody else sees, because you look at yourself every single day. So practice self-love. Okay, and then my fourth tip, am I on number 4? I don't know. Number 4, I basically, like, the topic is kind of like similar on this as well, kind of, to my other points, is like, don't chase people. And I mean, I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Like, if someone wants to be in your life, they will be, and if they don't want to be in your life, then don't chase them, because that is not your job. You don't have to prove to anyone that you are worth loving, that you are worth hanging out with, that you are worth talking to, texting, or liking and commenting, or whatever the heck makes you happy when it comes to like relationships and friendships and whatever it is. Don't chase people, because the right people will stay, and they're gonna freaking love you for how dumb you are, and but like the good dumb, you know, I mean, that's what I've been told. So I don't know, maybe they're lying to me, but they're really good liars, so I love them. And then the number 5, I believe number 5 would be basically advocate anything positive. And if you don't know what the word advocate means, it's just basically like represent, speak about, not advertise, but like advertise as in like I feel like people know me as someone that's always like self-love, and I am, and I feel like it's mostly because I'm doing it for myself. Like, I talk about self-love so that I remember self-love. Like, I really want to spread that, and that's why I talk about it. And I might not be the 110% most secure person in the world, because God knows that I'm not, but I feel like the more that I talk about it, the more I'm practicing it, because I feel that pressure that I'm spreading positivity, so that positivity should like bounce off of me, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about, that. So just advocate anything positive, you know, like whether that's health and fitness, advocate it. Whether it's your faith, advocate it. If it's, you know, self-love, advocate it. If it's independence, if it's being productive, whatever it is, advocate some type of positive like thing in your life, because not only is it doing good for the people around you, but it's doing good for yourself, because you're like kind of holding yourself to that standard that, hey, if I'm always telling someone to love themselves, what right do I have not to do it? You know, it's like one of those, you know, basic terms, practice what you preach, because I feel like the more positivity you're spreading out, it's like you got this little beautiful vibe of like positivity, and it's like, it's freaking hard to be negative when you're always telling someone to love themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to like share a few tips and let you guys know I'm out of breath. Like, what's freaking important right now is this. But yeah, basically, those are just all my tips. They're very quick, very basic, very simple, but I hope that they've helped at least one person watching this video, and I hope that you at least take one of them and apply it to your life, because I'm like, my goal is to apply them all to my life, and I'll like keep you guys updated on if it works, because no promises, but I hope this video helped whoever needed to help. I love you guys so very much, and thank you again for watching. Bye. Hello. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm good.